Hi everyone. You know when you're motorbike mad and you look out the window and it's been snowing overnight and you think, oh well, that's today written off. Not when you have a dual sport. I know most of you are probably thinking, what is he doing? And I'll be honest with you, I'm wondering that myself as well. But I know this track, so I do know it's a fairly hard surface underneath the snow on this particular part of this track. Whoa, nearly over. Now, oh jeepers, the back end's going everywhere. Feels good. I should be standing up, really. I don't know what it is about not standing up. Actually, that feels better already. I think it's a confidence thing, isn't it? I do feel as though I'm more in control of the bike when I am standing up, and I've got to the top of the track already. That's my my first little journey in any sort of snow. It's funny, isn't it, when you're conditioned to riding motorcycles in good weather and making sure that the road surfaces are the best available so you don't slide off. It's a different mindset, it's a different way of thinking when you're out on a dual sport. So I've just got to reprogram my motorcycle brain. Now I do know that the fields are really soft because of all the rain we've had before the snow. So the fields, by the way, are literally about 6 foot to the right. That's where all the fields start there. So I'd actually sink, I think, if I went into them. So I won't be going that far today. I just wanted to bring the bike into the snow and see exactly how it felt. So I'm standing up again, keep it under power, going into second gear. That's really nice. I feel in control, funny enough. My foot is on the foot brake. I'm slipping and sliding everywhere. Actually, one thing I did do before I headed off this morning was to let some air out of both tyres. I took them down to 18, both of them. Keep going. I was nearly over there. Pretty much just following my tracks from the way up. I don't want to go down just yet. The bike is still brand new, but this feels great. I can't really tell what effect letting the air out of the tyres has, because of course I didn't ride the bike with the tyres fully inflated in the snow, so I can't spot any difference. But I've been watching countless YouTube videos about riding this particular bike off-road, and that's one of the things everybody is saying, when you go into particularly soft ground, just let some air out of the tyres, especially on these stock tyres, which, as we all know, aren't great, but probably more than adequate for what I need at this stage. I wonder if this is what they call technical riding. I certainly feel as though my skill set has been widened at the moment anyway. It's all about the balance here, I find. That's why it's a lot easier when I stand up. I'm just sitting down on this run just to spot the difference, and I have already. It's a lot more difficult to sit down. I'm really sliding everywhere, and I don't feel as though my knees are doing anything to control the bike when I'm sitting down. But when I'm standing up, it's a different ball game. Okay, I think we'll head out onto a harder track now, just until I get my breath back. Right, now, whilst I get my breath back, it's probably a good time to show you a few little things I've put on the bike. I know I said I wasn't going to mod it, and I haven't modded it really. It's just a couple of little accessories. So, first of all, the first thing which was bothering me was this crazy front brake line. So, you can see I've added the Renthal crossbar protection, just in case I bang my head or indeed go over the bars. At least I'll have a softer landing. But I've put a strip of Velcro around there. Now I haven't put any pressure on the brake line because I don't want to restrict its movement. I've literally just pulled it back about 2 inches, and actually even if I took the Velcro off, it would probably sit there now because of the kink in it. But it allows me to see the screen clearly when I'm sitting down and also standing up. So I know a few of you with the bike have actually brought this loop holder forward. That also seems to do the job, but it was just easier and quicker for me. Might not look the best, but at least I can see the screen. What was the other thing I did? Oh yeah, I just put on a couple of hand guards. Obviously the first thing to get brushed is your hands by twigs, branches and all of that horrible prickly stuff, so that'll protect that. What I don't like, however, and I should have looked at the advert further, is that it hasn't come with the sort of side protection to connect the handlebars with the actual handguards. So if I did go over on the side of the bike, the brake levers and the clutch levers would still be the first to go. So I'll look into that. I just wanted to get something on for my hands first of all. What was the other thing? Oh yes, I put on the skid plate underneath. I went for a plastic one, only because the metal ones I've read from a few of you cause vibration. They're not as forgiving, obviously, because they don't flex, and there are all sorts of rattles and hums which it can be heard through the bike. I've heard that from a few of you on your YouTube channels, so I went for the plastic one. Some sort of protection is better than none, the bishop said to the actress. Okay, that's about it so far, folks. Right, let's get back on the bike. Okay, we're out onto a harder track here, and that's good that there's a tractor being up here, because I can follow its tracks and know that there's fairly hard ground underneath there, which is super. Actually, it's turning into slush, all of this. So I'm just on the rear foot brake. I'm not slipping out at all, and here we go. Look, it's very hard ground, this. Okay, we're out onto a road here by the looks of it. Let's try that. Take it fairly handy. I'm going to sit down now. When you get to my age, after you've been standing up for a minute or two, you need to sit down. And a cup of tea. This is very scenic, isn't it? This is beautiful. It doesn't snow that often here in Ireland. My kids will be delighted. They're off today as well, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to get the motorbike project out the way first of all, because I have no doubt I'll be getting chased with snowballs later on. I'd love to know what sort of difference the tyres being deflated are making. When the roads are dry again, I'll try it. When there's no snow, rather, when the ground is a bit harder, I mean, and I've tried off-road as well. So on that note, if you're considering one of these bikes, or even just researching about it, consider subscribing to my channel, because this bike is only new to me, and I'm going to be bringing you lots more videos. And as I said in the first one, the first video which I put out last week, you can follow my trials and tribulations with this bike. I bought this bike, in case you didn't see the first video last week, because it's the weakest part of my riding. So I want to learn to ride off-road. I want to learn in more adverse weather, and well, to be honest, I just want to become a better rider. So that's why the bike is now in the collection. This is stunning, folks, isn't it? Beautiful. It's weird how I have to reprogram my brain to tell me I'm okay coming out in weather like this on a bike like this. I'd stay clear of weather like this a million miles on any other bike, but so far so good. I'm in second gear there. Don't want the back to spin out on the road. Oops, on the road. It's really quite bad for Ireland. I sort of don't mind coming off the bike in the wet mud, but I really don't fancy hitting the tarmac. Certainly not when the bike's only a week old. You see from the tyre tracks there, I wouldn't have been the first one to have skidded a bit there. It's like a lovely winter wonderland, this, isn't it? What a gorgeous landscape. Beautiful. The problem, of course, venturing off-road is that you don't know what's underneath the snow, so I won't be doing too much more of that today, only on the fields which I knew there at the beginning of the video. That's enough for today. I just wanted to see if indeed the bike would even move forward in the snow, and there was no bother at all. Absolutely no problem. Churned through it. And the back end, I know I've got the ABS off. The back end was lovely, just sliding out of it so gently. But when I was standing up, my knees brought the bike back under control, which was brilliant. Funny enough, I was only reading or watching this on a YouTube video last night. Can't remember whose it was because I've looked at so many of them, otherwise I would tell you which one it was. You'll have to forgive me, folks, for no fancy Insta 360 1x2 side angles or anything in this. I just didn't want to put that camera on the bike in the snow, because if the bike was indeed going to tip over, that would be the first thing to go, and I love that little camera, so forgive me. People probably looking at me on a motorbike thinking, is he crazy? It's all about confidence building until I hit the deck. Mirrors really are superb on this bike. Really quite nice, spread apart. You can totally see the road behind me, it's great. It really is quite slippy here. I know these roads as well, and I know that they're very quiet, so I'm not going to be met by too much traffic coming the other way. And out onto a main road, which is very slushy, actually. I'm saying that. Looks as though it's gone in the main tyre tracks here. Woo! I'm still shaking. The old adrenaline there. Lovely man. Must call in to see him later. I know who he is. He actually owns, he's a vintage car collector. I know he doesn't mind me saying this, actually, because I've already spoken to him about doing a video with him for my channel. So he's a vintage car collector, and he actually owns one of the vehicles which was used in the TV series The Waltons back in the 70s, I think it was, wasn't it? Remember that? The Waltons. He owns one of the trucks which was used in that. It's in his garage. Unbelievable man. As well as countless other vehicles. Anyway, that's enough I'm going to say about him, because that's just spurred me on to do a video with him. He's an incredible man, so interesting. So there you go. So back to the road. Being a cameraman and a very keen photographer as well, I'm looking at all of these landscape shots around me thinking, what am I doing on a motorbike? I should be traipsing across the fields now with a camera. I've too many hobbies and interests. But first of all, I have to get home and cover the kids with snow. So on that note, folks, I hope you enjoyed that little spin out in the snow. In my opinion, the bike is more than capable, and well, it's more capable than I am as a rider at this stage, so I know I could have pushed it a lot further and a lot harder, but I'm only new to the bike, so I'm still building my confidence levels. This was one huge tick off the to-do list with this bike, so I'm delighted. I haven't dropped it yet. Okay, thanks for tuning in. I'm Dave Perry, Wheelie Good TV, over and out.